Today in Review This Thing, we're going to review this thing, the Wicked Tree Gear Wicked Tough Pole Saw. If you've been looking for a better way to clear your shooting lanes from the ground or from your tree stand, the Wicked Tree Gear Wicked Tough Pole Saw may be just what you're looking for. If you've ever set up tree stands in the woods, you know how hard it can be sometimes to get those higher up limbs out of the way so that your shooting lane is clear. We have used a couple of other pole saws, but we saw this Wicked Tree Gear pole saw, heard some pretty good things about it, so we wanted to test it out and let you know what we think. So let's review this thing. Let's cover the facts. The first part is fit. So first, the Wicked Tough Pole Saw comes in either 6 foot, 12 foot, or 15 feet. This is the 12 foot version. We went with the 12 foot because we have another 10 foot that does a good job, but we wanted just a little bit more room, but didn't want to go all the way out to the 15 foot. So I would say think about where and how you're planning on using it the most. So will the Wicked Tough Pole Saw fit your needs? We'll get into size and weight a little bit more later, but the main thing is if you are going to be carrying it a long way or you're going to be carrying a whole lot of stuff and you want it to be as lightweight as possible, then this may not be exactly what you're looking for. If so, you may want to go with the 6 foot, or they do have the Wicked Ultralight Saw you may want to take a look at. But if you need a strong saw that's going to reach some limbs that are higher up and further away, then this may fit just what you're looking for. For us, this one did exactly what we needed. It was the right size, the right weight, and it met our needs perfectly. So because of that, we're going to give fit a 5 out of 5. Now is the Wicked Tough Pole Saw as advertised. First thing they advertise is that it is the finest telescoping saw in the world. It's quite a lofty statement that they're making there, and we don't have all the other pole saws to compare it to test out their claim, but I can say so far it has been a mighty fine pole saw. One of the reasons we wanted this pole saw was so we could trim up some limbs on the trees around our yard without having to get a ladder out, and it worked absolutely great for that. Being able to get the limbs that were not quite so high, but then telescope the pole out to get the ones that were quite a bit higher made a huge difference in just trimming up those areas that needed to be taken care of. Another, and really, if we're being honest, the main reason we wanted to try the pole saw was for clearing shooting lanes in the deer stand. And just see how quickly could we cut limbs, clear the lanes, whether it be from the ground or from the tree stand itself. Unfortunately, I guess when it comes to testing, we didn't really have to reach out in the stand and cut. We were able to reach most of them from the ground. But my husband did say he felt very confident with the way that it performed, that he would have been able to reach out from the stand itself and clear limbs with no problems at all. The next thing they advertises that it folds to a compact size for easy transport. Now it's obviously going to be pretty long when it's extended to 12 feet, but whenever it's compact to the size I have it now, it's right at about 49 inches with the blade on. Now the saw portion is removable, and whenever you do that, it at its greatest length is about 34 inches, which is definitely a manageable size when you have, a whole morning or a whole day of tree stand preparation ahead of you. Now it does not come with a carry strap, but it would be super easy just to tie a couple loops on the ends and be able to throw it over your shoulder if that was something you were interested in. And finally, they advertise that it cuts smooth and fast. Now I do want to be upfront and let you know that these are some of the first cuts that we've done with this saw. So this isn't months and months into use, the type of cuts that we're getting. Now we have only had it a few months. If you've had yours for much longer than that, and you can comment below and let us know how the cutting remains even months after using the saw, that'd be great. You can see from these videos it does a phenomenal job. It is very smooth and it's very fast. Now hopefully a couple years from now we'll be saying the same thing. If that changes, we'll definitely come back and do another review and let you know. So far the Wicked Tough Pole Saw has done exactly what they said it would do. So because of that, we're going to have to give as advertised a 5 out of 5. Now into construction and durability. Now we've already talked about the length of the saw. I didn't mention the weight. This saw weighs right at 4.3 pounds. As we talked about, the size is very manageable for carrying into the woods for a day's work. At 4.3 pounds, it may be a bit heavier than something you want to carry in, like say, if you're going in to hunt and you want to be able to clear some limbs, and then especially if you may have to pack something out of the woods, but definitely not too heavy or cumbersome for just carrying along with the rest of your stuff for a prep day. Now I also want to point out here that it is a little bit heavier than some other pole saws that we've used. Now in our opinion, I think that's partially why it's more sturdy, and even at 12 feet it still does a really good job and feels really stable. I would certainly hope with that added weight that that's one of the benefits you're going to get, and it definitely seems like it is. Sometimes with our other pole, when it was extended out all the way, the pole itself even gets wobblier, and we did not see that with this pole. Now just a few other things about construction. The saw head is made out of cast aluminum, so it's more rugged than plastic, but it also is still pretty lightweight. So to open the blade, you just press the button, pull the blade out, and then it should lock right into place, and it won't move once it's locked in place. To close it, you just do the opposite. You push the button again, close it down, and now it's locked into place there. The blade itself is made of high carbon steel, so again, lightweight and rugged. And the blade is designed to be curved on purpose so that it does a better job of cutting more smoothly through those branches. Another design feature I like is the wicked lock system that they use to put the saw onto the pole. That makes it pretty easy to remove, and you could use it as a handsaw, but if your primary purpose is for a handsaw, this is probably not your best bet. There are smaller versions that are going to do a lot better job. Wicked Tree Gear has some smaller options as well as other companies. The handle has a rubberized grip, which again helps with the comfort of use, and adjusting the length of the pole is also really easy. It has 4 different twist lock adjustable knobs, so you can extend it various levels at each section, which I think helps with how sturdy the pole is at those different levels. And the neat thing is that the knobs are very strategically placed so that they aren't on top of each other, but they're opposite. So whenever you're twisting one, it's not getting in the way of the one above it or below it. Now, as far as durability, I would love to tell you that we've been using it for 3 years and it's done great for us still. Unfortunately, we can't say that because we've just gotten it a few months ago, and I wanted to be able to give you a review now. So far, with the amount we've used it, we've been really happy. It's been durable to this point. Now, I mentioned this before, but if you've used a wicked tough pole saw for a while, comment below and let us know maybe how long you've been using it and what you still think about it. Now, based on our assessment, construction and durability is pretty solid. So because of that, we're going to give it a 5 out of 5. Now on to testimonials and reviews. So first of all, I couldn't really find a lot of reviews, especially ones that had numbers to them. So I just had to find the ones I could and tell you the negative comments that people had. One of the more common complaints is that the blade wouldn't stay open and lock in place. We haven't had that problem yet. I'm assuming something happened with either the blade getting bent or with the locking mechanism. On other saws we've used, we have had that happen before. After lots of use, the blade can get bent and it takes a lot more effort to get it to lock into place. So that may be something to think about. And then the other primary complaint that I've seen is that on the blade there is a etching that says made in Cheyenne. So it doesn't even say made in China. It does say made in Cheyenne, and ours has that exact same imprint on it. Obviously, if you've watched our channel much, you know we really like products made in the USA, but just know that this one was not. So you know we're going to give you the score that we found, which is 3.9 out of 5. And finally, should you buy this thing? This, with anything, is no different. It all depends on what you want it for and what you want it to do. Like I mentioned, if you're looking for a just super lightweight saw that you can throw in your pack easily and carry for miles or to pack in with you when you're hunting, then this may not be your best bet. But if you want a rugged saw that's heavy duty that you can carry in for a day's worth of stand prep or working around your yard and things like that, then this may be exactly what you're looking for. Now, on the Wicked Tree Gear website, it retails for $199, but when I looked, it was on sale for $159.99. But even better, I found this exact same thing on Amazon for $126. Now, I know I could give you a little more info if it's worth $126 if we've been using it for several years, but our experience so far has been that it's definitely worth it. Cleaning up our yard edge, cleaning out those shooting lanes, and being able to do it pretty quickly and pretty easily was definitely made much easier because of this saw, especially because it's a bit more heavy duty than other extending pole saws that we've used before. So if you're looking for what we were looking for, based on our experience so far, this may be exactly what you need. So because of that, should you buy the Wicked Tree Gear Wicked Tough Pole Saw? 5 out of 5. Hey, thanks for watching our Wicked Tree Gear Wicked Tough Pole Saw review. While you're here, watch a whole bunch of other videos. If you like them, give them a thumbs up. If you really like them, share them with your friends. And do us a favor and consider subscribing while you're here too. Take a second also and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok.